Welcome. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps spread the word and helps make more of these videos possible. If you like this video even more, you can make a recurring donation via Patreon or a one-time donation via Ko-fi. The links are all in the description below. Enjoy the video. Hello, this is Gary again, and I have another video for you today. Today I'll be doing a full unboxing and review of these products that I got in the mail. Basically, I got an email a few weeks ago from Colorit asking me if I would be interested in checking out some of their products. And of course, I was like, yeah, because, you know, I love doing reviews and I know you guys like watching them. So I figured we would look at it. So I'm not sure exactly what is here. So let's just get started. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy. Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's heavy. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, there's a note in here. Let me see if the note says something that I should share with you guys. No, this is not. All right. So let me put this box aside. All right. Let's see what's here. Let me. Like I said, I don't really know what is on here. I didn't. Like a fool, I didn't bring any. You know what I should do is I should get like a Swiss Army knife and just keep it here so that it's here for me opening packages, because I stay having packages to open. You know what? I'm gonna try to open this off camera. Hold on, off to the side so it doesn't make a lot of noise. Oh, that was easy enough to open. All right, and this is gonna go in the recycling bin. This is recyclable. I always like to remind people that because I didn't know it, so I figured you guys probably didn't know it either. All right, so let's see what this is. This is a premium watercolor paper pad for mixed media use, and it says that it was 35 sheets. That's pretty good. Neutral pH, and it doesn't say that it's 100% cotton, so it's probably not. It's probably like cellulose or a mix of stuff, and it gives you their information, where to contact them, so on and so forth. Okay, so that's this, and this is the pad. The paper, yeah, the paper seems more like a mixed media paper than a 100% cotton paper. So than a watercolor paper. I would describe this as mixed media paper, just feeling it on the surface, but I'll see when I actually get a chance to use it. So since I got sent watercolor paper, watercolor brush pen set. Oh, watercolor brush pen set, and it is a lot of colors here. I got 24 colors. All right. So anyway, so I got the 24 set, and I have my Swiss Army knife now.
Item number 2. So
Let me open this up and see what it looks like. All right, I'm glad I went and I got the Swiss Army knife, because so there's something here to open. Oh, it comes in a little so this is a little info card. So it's odorless, non-toxic, water-soluble dye-based ink. So this isn't pigmented, this is dye-based. And it comes in like a really cute little case here. A really adorable case. Oh, that's really nice. Packet. Oh, this is really nice. This is like a really nice setup so that you have everything in order. Let me see if there's color numbers printed on here. All right, so there you go. So you got some color number. Oh, and it's refillable ink. What? I did not see that coming. That's awesome. That is awesome. So let's show you a color brush pen. Okay, and then this is a small container of water base. Oh, it says here this is 15 refills. Let me see. I think this is for one color. Let me see before I start talking. I assume that this is for one color. Hold on. Oh wow. Okay, so this is what the refills look like when you go out and you buy the refills. When you run out of colors, you do the you put in the refills. That's pretty cool. All right, so what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna swatch some on this paper that is included, and then we will go from there. All right, I'm back. I hope you guys enjoyed the speed swatching of just the dry pencil and just the dry pen, sorry. And I decided to try a different pen to see if I could get more movement, and it definitely does give me more movement than just the dry than just the regular pen. This water brush definitely helps. I think I might switch again to a water brush that produces even more water, and I think that will help even more. Although this is still doing well. Still moving water. So the other thing to keep in mind is that this is dye based, and it most likely is not going to be very light fast. Dyes tend not to be as light fast as some pigments, but that's okay, because you know this is really, I think, more of a crafter product than a professional artist product, so that's okay. The other thing that I noticed when I was doing my other swatches, I did a swatch off camera before wetting this, is that some colors seem to be easier to, oops, that was a mistake. Some colors seem to be easier to move than other colors. So some colors really, it's like this is a color that I had a problem with. Let me show you the other one. I changed the order of it too for my own personal collection. So when I had it for myself, I did change the order around a little bit. In fact, let me show you and get out this bigger brush still, see if that can help move with an even higher water capacity, because I feel like with these, see, and that's the other thing too that I noticed with these, is that some colors come out really easily, like this bright green. It reminds me of a phthalo green. That one comes out really easily, but some of the lighter colors tend not to come out as well. They tend to be a little bit more work. Like the darker colors tend to come out easier, and the lighter colors tend to be a little bit more work. The other thing that I found as I was doing a couple of test sketches on here is that the easiest way to use these and to get like really cool effects is to start with a wet on wet, and then go back and fill in the details, and then maybe apply water one more time. And then maybe apply the pen. See what I mean about the dark colors being much easier to activate and to move than the light colors. You can see these dark colors move really easily. This fluorescent color. I know some people are really gonna like this color. Look how easy it is to pull it off up here. And part of it might be the paper, but I also found a similar experience using different papers as I tried to do it on different papers. And I also found the same thing, that some colors are a little bit easier to reactivate than other colors. It's not a huge deal. Like this gray is just not moving. This black here though, watch this black could just go. Look at that on this black. This color I think is called peach something. The colors have like really sort of some whimsical names, and I'll go through the names in a second when I show you my other swatch, my other completed swatch that actually has the names and numbers on there. So you can see that some colors are much easier to move than other colors. Let me show you here. Hold on, this is just a different paper. I just put it here to have it in my notebook. But let me show you here. As you can see, some of the colors. So this is, they all have like really cute names, like laid back lavender, sharp indigo, you know, that kind of thing. And then when I wrote them out, I just put in the actual color name. So it's yellow, tangerine, orange, raspberry, red, fuchsia, lilac, lavender, indigo, navy, deep blue, turquoise. I think this is a light blue, teal, dark green, olive, pale green, green, lime. That gray is, I wonder how opaque these are. I don't have a multimedia pad on me. Otherwise I would test how opaque they are. Anyway, black, brown, ginger, and peach. And you can see with these light colors how little movement there are. But then with these dark colors, you can see that there's a lot more movement, and it's a lot easier to get it, especially this fuchsia. And this, all of this green here, look at all the movement that I got. And this is on a different paper. This is also a cellulose paper, but it's a different paper. Anyway, let me show you one of the things that I discovered that I think makes a real difference, and you can see that too in the artwork that they used for the packaging, which I have. One second, let me get that. Okay, so I got the box out, and so this is the artwork that they use for the packaging, and you can see that I think that's really the best way to do this, is to do wet and wet, and I'm going to show you how to do wet and wet in a second, and then to go back in and put in the details with just a real brush. But I think, you know, doing it the way I was doing it, you know, you can get some movement, and you can do that to get some special effects. But I think wet and wet gives you a more higher color, and it gives you a little bit of an easy dissolving. I'm going to show you some quick, showing you guys a little bit of the wet and wet that I discovered works really well. Okay, so I got a little bit of a circle. I got some water here, and now I'm going to try to, you see that? You see how nice that is, and how much that gives you. And then you can do a little bit more here. You can see here, you move the water around, you can get some really cool effects this way. But once again, you see that some colors are much easier to pump out than others. Okay, so we're doing that. So we're just going to do that for a second, and then you don't have to move it around. I just did that because I have so much water on here. Alright. Alright. So since I have a little bit of excessive water, that's alright. I got my handy paper towel. I got my nifty paper towel here. Soak up some of this extra water. Alright. Go back to this a little bit. I find these pens to be closest to like a sort of alternative to the tombows than to other brands of markers that I have. All right. So I'm gonna pause, let this dry, and then I'll be back and show you guys. All right, this dried up, so now we can go in and I'll show you that that's a cool way to get effects. You just, you know, it doesn't have to be anything in particular. You can just go in and say this is some kind of leaf. It's not really leaf shape. I will say it's a leaf. And then here also, I'm gonna go in with this one here. I do notice that sometimes when you use it and you're not using it, you know, like in this way you sort of lose a little bit of the color. That's alright. Now it's starting to come back a little bit because I was using it wet and wet, so you kind of have to be a little bit mindful. Alright. This is a random little doodle-it. Okay, so now you can soften up those edges a little bit by coming in with a, you know, with a detail water brush. You can soften up some of these edges a little bit, and that's kind of what I would consider to be a really effective way. You can see that you can now soften up these edges and give it a little bit more in texture, as opposed to trying to draw the whole thing with the pen and then coming back in. So you can use that for the shapes and stuff, so you can see, then you go back in and you get that result. Alright, I'm gonna pause and show you the thing that I made with they gave you a little swatch card. So I'm gonna pause and show you the one I drew with that, using the same sort of. Alright, so I have been playing with this for a couple of weeks now. As I said, I changed the order to more suit my needs. I've taken this out, and I haven't really had to replace the color that they gave me, so I can't really show you how to refill it because I haven't really done it, but from the looks of it, it's super simple. And let me see if I can try my hands at it. It's super simple, and I think you just turn, yeah, see, this just turns right here, and then you use the dropper, I guess, to touch that. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a little orange pad in there, and you just use the dropper to push it in there. So it's super simple, and because of that, I think it's a foam thing in there, so I don't think it's gonna spill unnecessarily. So the case is a good case. I have ended up switching papers. Like, I haven't been using the paper that they sent. I don't know, I just wasn't really that impressed with it, but I did make this a few days ago, and it looks really cute. So I just wanted to show all the different ways to use it in sort of one piece. So I did the wet on wet, which is when you wet the paper and then you apply color after you've already wet the paper. And because these are dye based, you can sort of see that the color sort of starts to separate fairly easily after just a bit of application, and you can definitely use that to your advantage to create some really cool effects. And you can see that I went into the wet and wet in the lowest layer, but you can also see that they layer really nicely. After I did the wet and wet, I went back in, and you can see this darker green here, and I just used a different color so it can be more visible, but I just went back in and I just applied the dry brush here. For this, I put the water down first, and then I applied the pen around the water. You can kind of see where I applied the pen, again, as a wet and wet. And then this, I applied the pen, and I applied water like super quickly. So so you can do that. But this, I just left the pen in its natural state, so I did that for a few sections. So this, I just left the pen in its natural state, and as I try different techniques just to show you guys all the different things that you can do with these brushes. So overall, I really like them. I think they're more replacement, or not necessarily a replacement, but an alternative to the Tombow dual brush pens. as opposed to sort of something like the copics, but these are dye based, so it's, you know, so it's really interesting. I think that they're washable, so unfortunately, I think it said in packaging that they're washable, so unfortunately you can't use them to sort of paint a picture on a piece of clothing and then set the dye. At least I would think not if it's washable. So that's a little bit, but since it's washable, it's a little bit more family friendly. It's a little bit more forgiving. So you can, you know, you don't have to wear your especially dark clothes for working with it. So that's really cool. So overall, I really like these. I'm not quite sure what the price is, but I think it's going to be relatively affordable, and I think this is just a really fun set to get. So if you're looking at a sort of water-based marker to use, this is a great sort of intro into water-based markers. It's a little forgiving. About the only complaint that I had, and I think that this would probably be the case with just about anything, is that if you like, let's say you wet the area. So let's say I wet the purple. Let me show you the purple. So I wet the purple. I'm sorry, I wet the area where I applied the purple. So one second, I get out the purple. So I wet the area where I applied the purple, and then I apply the purple. So as I do that, the water doesn't naturally come down. You can kind of see a little bit of it. The paint doesn't naturally come all the way down. So you kind of have to like set it aside and maybe shake it if you want to keep doing it, or just plan like how you're going to be doing it. So it does kind of come a little bit dry at times. You can kind of see here the brush. You can kind of see here that the brush sort of start to dry up a little bit as I've been, you know, playing with it for a while. So it will, you know, it will re-wet, but it's just there's no way to squeeze it either, like a water brush. So you can't really squeeze it to force more pigment out. So that's just something to keep in mind, that does happen. But you know, if you plan your, you know, if you plan your piece and you sort of are aware that that's possibly going to happen, I was able to get around it by just using a bunch of different colors. And so as you can see here, as I was using different colors, like if a color started to dry up, you can kind of see it a little bit here. You can see how vibrant this pale yellowish green is on this side, and by the time we get to this side, it's kind of not quite as vibrant, that pale yellow green. But then the other one, I started this side and I went that way, so I was able to, you know, to figure it out. But that's just something to keep in mind. Anyway, so I hope you guys like this video. Thank you once again to the folks at Colorit for sending me this out for a review, and I will see you guys next time. Don't forget, there's going to be a video of the cats, and that's it. Don't forget to be kind to one another, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hey, Bellawella. Bellita. This is what she does. She comes up here when I'm filming. At least she's not on the stuff today. I can't believe that was 10 years ago. That's our wedding picture from 10 years ago.